Everybody, welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. All right, guys. So I'm still at it. I'm still working. I'm still doing my thing. I didn't get a lot of things done yesterday that I anticipated, but I thought, okay, well, it's cool because I have till 11 o'clock. So I have, roughly 2.5 hours to try to get, the content in. Got a little sidetracked yesterday. So, you know, I think a lot of the time when we're experiencing MMOs and real life and you're juggling is managing the best way to possibly, level up, do content. One of the things I'm really looking forward to is this cross server, fate. That's supposed to pop up randomly, notifications. I think Brian and maybe Chris at Work to Game was discussing this, and I do encourage everybody to, if you're playing Final Fantasy 14 or maybe some other games that they're covering, to go check them out. One of the things, though, that I would definitely am hoping to see with this new cross server, the server visit system, is everybody's talking about the economy, which I honestly am impartial to it because I look at it as like, I studied economics. So things will kind of level themselves out, between the servers. Prices, people will just kind of get where maybe something was cheaper on one server, more expensive. Other servers are going to be saying, okay, we need to drop the price to stay competitive in these compared to these other servers. And these other servers are going to say we're going to have to start raising the prices so they don't come over here and buy all of our stuff. And so sooner or later, it will just level itself out. So I think a lot of people have pushed the panic button. Morning, Mage. What's up, dude? Laugh Out Loud won't bring up shitty gaming companies today. I promise. Now you're fine, man. You're fine. I was like, it was a good topic, man. It's something that needs to be discussed, though, right? I think we can't afford to avoid it, but it's a good discussion topic. So I'm definitely in for, talking about all that stuff. So if you go to Gridania, Aldal, and Limsa, you can go to the main ether, and then you can go to visit another world. When you click this, you're going to be able to jump servers, right? So every one of these have individual servers. I agree with Brian. I think eventually down the road, all of these servers will just be consolidated into a mega server sooner or later. And that's going to be a good thing because I think the fate system and the server stress test is what they're trying to configure. Yo, what's up, Hercules? Morning. I think that's where they're going with this. And I'm hoping, and this was another thing that Brian brought up at Work to Game, was more, activities, like random activities that players could get involved in worldwide. And one of those being fates, like limited fates, events, like server events. And that's one thing I loved about Rift, because Rift, we did rifts. And rifts were just spawn in the world. You got a notification that there was raid rifts up or something was going down. And you'd run to that location. Why? Because of the loot. That was the only way you got specific type of loot. And you would see hundreds of people flying to these events. And I'm really hoping that this new system implements this because it kind of keeps the gameplay fresh, right? Because after you do your MSQ and now you're just leveling your other jobs, either the current fate system or dungeoning kind of gets bland to some players. Now, for me, I'm a dungeon junkie. Like, Hop is even more of a dungeon junkie than I am. But I'm a dungeon junkie, meaning I can play a dungeon a billion times. And if I can figure out the dungeon better and better, it just makes me that much better of a player. So when I switch a role, at least I know the mechanics. And that's one thing I'm looking forward into getting more, growing the company that we have currently, so we can have those optional challenges, and it is optional. And that's one thing I really like about this game, is because all the extremes and the slayers doesn't really incentivize gear progression as much as it does fluff and offer an extra challenge. So I don't like games that dictate like there's only one path to progression. I don't typically like that. And that's one thing I'm still enjoying about Final Fantasy. Kind of like in WoW, where you can server hop to hunt down rares, especially good for hunter pets. Right, exactly. So I'm hoping that this system introduces those type of events, because it it gets the group function, up there. It still introduces the MMO experience. One of the things that I've been a little concerned with is the trust system. And the trust system is interesting because it helps the DPS. So right now I'm queued for a dungeon. I have a 12-minute wait time on my dungeon. And for DPS sometimes, you know, if you see a 20-minute queue, it's discouraging. You're like, "Oh shit. Really? I got to get going here in like 40 minutes, man. I ain't got 20 minutes to wait." So the trust system lends itself to the players that want to just do the content, which is good. But from a multiplayer perspective or an MMO perspective, it's all about interacting with players. That's why players play MMOs. If you don't have a multiplayer experience, guess what you have? It's more single player. Why would you pay a sub for a single player game? So you have to add now a new mechanic into the game that still encourages random grouping. I would love to also see fate groups, like where if you get near a group, you can consolidate the groups. They had that in Rift, and they also have that in Guild Wars 2. Funny, they took that option out mostly in World of Warcraft and then adding it to Final Fantasy 14. Players loved it. Of course, WoW took it out. Right? Oops, said that. I said I wouldn't do that. No, that's fine. But you have to bring things up like that, right, Irish? Because there are similarities, and this system, this new system, if it bodes well, would still keep intact our multiplayer experience. And I feel this is very important for the genre, right? Because players, sure, the MSQ is great in this game. I actually love the MSQ for multiple reasons. One, it unlocks content. At first, I didn't know how I felt about having to access dungeons through a story, right? That's why I didn't like 11. There was like a lot of things about 11. I was like, I'm typically used to, you reach a certain level, those dungeons become accessible. It's standard. But in Final Fantasy 14, the dungeons are incorporated as part of the story, so it makes sense that you have to do the story to unlock that dungeon, because the dungeon story is what's being presented. And then later on, you have accessibility to that content at all times now. And then later down the road, you get your hard mode, you get your extremes, you get your, other difficulty. So progression isn't haltered, it's actually incentivized. And I like that. I actually am very surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I do. Now, I feel like I like the fact that we can group, we can pug extremes. Hards aren't so bad to pug. They're not. Extremes, I did an extreme trial the other day, and we almost had it, but the tanks were messing up. We got to the last phase, and every time in the last phase, they couldn't get the separation down right. And it's kind of important how mechanics go. And of course, I'm not calling out any specific player. It's just, it happens. They're harder mechanics. It's meant to challenge players. Pugs are going to be difficult, but pre-mades, it should be more organized. It should be. And what incentive is there? It's just fluff. It's just additional fluff that you can obtain in this game. So it has a sense of progression, but not mandatory. So I'm like, this is great. This is what it should be about. There should be a sense of progression for every player despite their you know, how much they know about a game, and they're not restricted. One thing now I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a comparison. One thing I loved about what they did with Clockwork and Elder Scrolls was introduce a lesser version of a weapon. But, you know, once again, it caters to the elites, right? There's no fluff. It's just caters to the elites because that's a form of incentive. Well, it shouldn't be. You know, incentive should be a form of progression. Even in a sandbox, if you do content, you can incentivize, right? There are ways to incentivize for every player. And then you give, you know, optional access to doing harder content. You know, it shouldn't like restrict the player base and separate the masses. It shouldn't be like you're not good enough to progress. You and your party aren't good enough to progress. Players don't want that defeating. I feel like that's the strength going into Final Fantasy XIV because everybody still gets to progress, but do you want that extra mount? Do you want that extra, you know, glamour? Do you want it? That's the question. You know, that's it. You know, so to me, that's pretty good. It's like, okay, well, you don't have to do it. If you want the achievement and you want the extra fluff, cool. So one thing I hated about World of Warcraft, we spent months, and of course we have to go ahead and we have to make comparisons. I was a raider, and I loved raiding in World of Warcraft. It was challenging, but it became toxic. It did. We spent months farming gear, right? And you get these achievements, and at first the achievements were not really even significant. It was all about gear progression. And all of a sudden you turn around and smack. All of a sudden your gear's just gone. It's replaced by a green, first expansion. And it's pretty self-defeating when you take a look at linear games in that perspective. You're like, oh great, you know, all that hard work down the toilet. I don't even get to keep it for 2-3 levels in this expansion. Nope, not at all. It's getting replaced by a green. So I spent months with 6 hours, from 4 to 8 hours depending on the raid, farming gear that had to be replaced. Like, and you knew it was going to be replaced, but by a green? By a common? Like, it just, I'm like, can I at least get a blue to replace it? Can I get a blue? And the statting was so off, right? It just felt so fucked up. And that's why I like sandbox MMOs. Sandbox, it's like there's different ways to play the game. There's different ways to play your end game. You have more open concept. But Final Fantasy XIV, as linear as it is, it keeps progression moving forward without a feeling of requirement. Like, I don't feel like I'm obligated to have to do a specific set of events. There's different ways to progress. And that is important. That's why I feel the crafting keeps viable, because crafters don't want to spend hours and hours and hours into a job with no incentive. Right? Who's going to buy gear that they can't use? But yet, here I am, I'm using a crafted weapon. Now, most of my gear is either, you know, bought gear or whatever, but I'm using a crafted weapon. Because it's viable. It has viability to it. Dude, what's up? What is up? Dude, if you haven't done your stuff, I'll definitely invite you. Have you done it? I don't know if you've done your dailies. I can see you're still at that other server. Yeah, sweet. Excellent. So I'm going to invite him. So. Alright. Bingo, baby. That should speed things up. Thank you, dude. You just saved my ass with the tank. It's Herc. It is Herc. As soon as he gets over here officially, we're gonna go ahead and get him into the company. It's kind of nice because he has a support DPS. He has his tanks, so he has his MT, his OT. He has well, he's working on his OT, I should say. Yes, finally we get to play. Yep, yep. Awesome, awesome. Are you on, Irish? I don't know if you're on either. Did you do your yesterday dailies yet? You're not on yet. I hope Scott's okay. I haven't seen Scott in a minute. That's my dude, too. Hop's been busy working as well. I'm going to be recruiting probably in a week or two. So I'm going to be start recruiting recruits and feeling them out and trying to get specific roles. Obviously, I feel like we could use more support DPS, more healers. Tanks, I don't know because we have Herc, we have me, I can tank, we have Hop. So we could probably use maybe one or two additional tanks if needed. But I feel like in DPS, I feel like we're good on. I feel more than capable with Mark coming over. Mark's going to be coming over as well, and I know he's got like a DPS, so I think we're going to be good with main DPS. I'm all caught up until reset. I was supposed to do mine yesterday, but then I'm like, I'll save a few for the show in the morning. Try to get that taken care of. I'm not doing too bad on the XP, so I should hit 64 today, and I know this weekend I'm going to be putting in grind work to hit that 70. So I know that's going to happen. I got complimented in a raid the other day because I got the crimson outfit, except the gloves aren't the crimson. I actually like these gloves better. There were another set of gloves. Then I just made them black because I hate the puffiness of this jacket on its arms. And then, of course, I used my red mage boots and things. And they were like, dude, I love your outfit. What is it? I'm like, well, the pants and chest are crimson. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, you get it from the raid. And then I got that cloud card, dude. Oh, my God. So, let me show you this. Hold on. I did my raid, and I ended up getting my card. My cloud card. Cloud of Darkness. Look at this. Oh, my God. So I was in there, and I'm like, oh, my God, I just got my card from my raid. So that was pretty cool because I've been playing Triple Triad. I'm close to having my 30 unlocked. So that's been cool. I've been liking Triple Triad. I really like it. I like the mini games. I want to get into Chocobo racing. There's, a lot into the Chocobo racing scene. But I think it's kind of cool. Like I said, there are a lot of really cool elements. I mean, once again, I don't think every MMO is for everybody. You got to find what you like in an MMO. And for me personally, I feel like the dungeons are some of the best. I've played so many goddamn MMOs. I have played so many dungeons. I've been a dungeon and raider for years. And Elder Scrolls, I liked the dungeons, and I liked, the trials, which I consider more raid-oriented. But there was a couple of things that I was like, they could have done this, they could have done that. Yeah, here, there, on the trial scene. But I like the fact that they at least had a normal version and a hard version, where World of Warcraft wasn't like that. So that's where I think Elder Scrolls, cool. I wish they would get a queue system for their trials, for normal trials. Not necessarily hard, but for normal, it would incentivize it. Because they did a good job of doing that. And there's always pros and cons, is what I'm saying. But in this game, the dungeons, the trials, most of the trials, the raids are different for me. Like, they're shorter, but it doesn't feel like a traditional raid. But the mechanics are good. Like, they're really good. So when I'm playing them, even from a normal perspective, and you can anticipate you when you're going in and you're learning mechanics, depending on your role, you're going to die um, once, twice, maybe a couple times as you're learning, and that's normal. That's normal for any player to experience that. But when you see it from a normal perspective, I feel like one of the things I like about this, you see it from a normal perspective, and you can see where it's going to give you the extra challenge when you do your slayers, and when you hit these content points. And I feel like as different as it is, the ARR system, because it doesn't have a lot of the same elements that you associate in traditional rating, it's good because they offer different ways to approach the same content in different modes, and or and how that's accessible. I like it. I think it's probably one of the most unique. I can't say it's better in certain ways, but it's more unique, it's more fluid, and it has consistency in progression without defeating it. Why? That's another thing. Let's talk about the community. Why is this community so friendly? I think it's because of the implementation of the design. I honestly think why this community isn't so toxic is because everybody gets to progress. Everybody. So there's no need for a toxic environment. There's no need for it. It's like, oh well, you don't push this much DPS or parse. Well, or you don't have this set because you haven't done this raid, or you don't have this because of this. It's like literally those are the topics you don't hear about in this game. Every other game you hear that. This game you don't. I'm like, oh my god, amazing. We'll probably have you switch to your gladiator next one because I got to do the leveling one anyways too. So Hercules. All right. Biggest thing is trying to unlock all your additional sets. Okay, Herc's going to chain pull. Two red mages. Red mages must be a thing these days. Everybody's leveling red mages. And I'm hoping Clint also gets a hold of me. I'd like to get him in the company as well. Yeah, he's going to be pulling this for sure. Okay, still got some more pull. Again, I don't want to try to... I want to wait until he gets everything set. So typically, I always wait for my tanks, man. But like right here, I will definitely be pulling... Or he's got it. Does he got that pull? Yeah, he does. Oh, he's making the healer work today. We got to pick up here. Okay. Once again, once I see that dual cast, that's when I hit my two macro, follow up with the proc, switch to the 3, keep it as even as possible. If I see the cast, I just back out and instantly open it up. Boy, we slaughtered it before it even had a chance to friggin' get the ads near us. She's my Terzish. We're killing it. Power of the Red Mage, don't deny it. I find in Final Fantasy 14 players actually enjoy carrying other players to a degree. Not once have I seen anyone rage about dying in dungeons either. Well, just Mystic, but you know, gotta take pride in not dying, right? This is true. Yeah, no, like yesterday, I had a problem with the healer, and a part of me wanted to bail, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna rage quit. He's new. He's seeing the scene. He doesn't know the mechanics, so you know, I'll try to explain it and try to, you know, be a little bit more, you know. I think I'm starting to get a little bit better in this game than in my, you know, I used to be really bad. I used to be really bad. You guys should have seen me in World of Warcraft and Rift. I was probably the dick of the dicks. Two red mages just beating the shit out of it. And of course Herc is tanking it up. I always like the graphics. Like, if they ever put this, you know, they got a new graphics system coming out that's supposed to be able to render things in 4K. Now, I probably won't get this anytime soon. I'll be honest with you. But could you imagine, like, seeing, like, I feel the graphics are already good in this game. So to see something like this, and I can imagine Shadowbringers will have a new graphics update with it. You know, I can anticipate, because you see stuff like that in ESO. Like, they took the last 3 expansions and rendered it 4K capable, even though the standard game wasn't. So a lot of games are doing that now, where when they come out with the newer content, they have the standard rendering system, and then the scaling system that will allow it to render to 4K, which is really cool. So I'm thinking to myself, like I don't have, like I have a an HD on this, but I don't have anything 4K. Now I will be getting the PS5 next year when it comes out. I've already decided. Well, I'll be honest. If Xbox ends up getting this, if they get this game for Xbox, I will get the new Xbox. I will. But I have no desire to get it unless it has more crossplay games. So that's my only thing. It's like the only reason I'm playing right now PlayStation. Well, I'll still have a PlayStation. So it's not like I'm going to choose one over the other. But I'm not interested in the Xbox because it doesn't have any of the games I want to play in comparison. It's like, okay, listen, man, I want to play on Xbox. So can you do me a favor? I'll have both platforms, believe you and me. So can you just get this game so I can play with my friends? You know? And then maybe I would buy your Xbox and maybe PlayStation. I could have both, best of both worlds. So I would love to do that. I'm the type of player, like, I will pay the extra money to have it on multiple platforms. No way! I was out! It's a lie! I'm waiting for that next pull to drop that limit breaker. I don't think I needed it. I don't feel like, at least the other guy didn't hit it. I don't feel like I needed that limit breaker there. I run with noobs all the time. They are most fun. They make me feel like a superhero. Yeah, because they appreciate you. Damn right, dude. Final Fantasy 14 needs to do something. The graphics are meh at best. No, I love the graphics. I disagree. Xbox has more crossplay games than PS4. Like what? DCUO is crossplay. This game's crossplay. Like Destiny, Destiny's not. Is Destiny crossplay? Anybody know if Destiny's crossplay? Microsoft? I don't know if it is. You got me curious because I'm like what games? I'm trying to think. I know Fortnite. I'm really curious because I'm I'm trying to think and I'm like, huh. I'm curious. Like you've actually sparked my curiosity. I'm trying to think. Because there's very, very limited games. Multiplayer, yeah. Crossplay, there's a lot that aren't. So I'm wondering. I like Microsoft. I mean, I like the HUD of Microsoft. My wife is a hardcore. We were just talking about this. 3 days ago. Because we got announcements, and my wife has an Xbox. So my wife has an Xbox. I have an Xbox and a PlayStation. And my two daughters, my one daughter has an Xbox, and my other has the PS4. Right? So we were debated. Because we knew we didn't, we weren't going to get anything, like, in between. We weren't interested in. Because, you know, we do things, like, annually. So we do, like, we'll do one, and then the next one we'll get another one, and then whatever. So we don't make all these upgrades. We're poor. We can't afford to make all these upgrades at one time. So we're very, oh shit, hold on. Like, I feel the eye candy in this game is, bar none, some of the best graphics I've seen. Like, let me show you, like, the detail once I get out of here on my AST. There is so much little detail, it's ridiculous. Like, dude, they have the cards in their print in the graphics. I have more than enough eye candy for days in this game. Now, as far as texture, I feel like you're right about that. Like, the texture could be better in this game. So I'll say that, like, texturing could be better. Hold on, dude. We got ads. In the back, in the back, in the back. Oh, shit, man. Okay, cool. Oh, shit. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Turn him to the side, Hercules. I'm like, let me know which ones play with PC. I know there's not any that plays currently with PlayStation other than Fortnite. So I don't know about PC. I'm trying to think. Nice. It's no BDO. Oh, well, it's set for anime. So the character design is intentionally set to anime. So if you wanted to know why the character design's the way it is, it's intentional. It's Japanese anime. It takes after Japanese anime. It's no BDO. BDO has probably the best texture graphics ever. Or ESO. I don't like ESO combat graphics. When it comes to showcasing graphics engine, it's pretty like Neverwinter. Neverwinter has not a sleek design. Like, watch this. Let me show you the detail. Like, for example, on AST. Like, that's where I disagree. That's, you know, like, for example, when I come in here, I got the graphics of the cards as they're moving. Every one of the cards have the graphic prints in it as they're moving. Of every freaking card that's in the game. The emotes look a hell of a lot better than ESO's emote system. Like, I get ear graphics just from the emotes. My ears move and stuff. You can see, like, when the wind blows in this game, your fabric's moving. When you're in areas, your breathing has graphics. The wind is moving everywhere. Yeah, take to your gladiator. We'll take that one next. Let me switch again. There is, like, a lot better little detailing when it comes to like special effects than Elder Scrolls implemented. Elder Scrolls has, I think, better horses and mounts and certain like building structures I like better. So I don't get me twisted, but when it comes to like detailing, like I think Elder Scrolls dropped the ball. Halo MCC once it launches on PC, but but right now there is no Xbox doesn't have more crossplay than Sony. Sony has 3 crossplay games. There's only like I think 4 crossplay games total, and I think I might be wrong. And Sony has 3 of them. It's like that's Microsoft, but Microsoft has said that they're going to be, they want to be down here. Yep. They want to be the media for that. That's why they made the deal with Nintendo for Xbox Live on Nintendo. They're going to be the new media, you know, as far as being to have accessibility, you know. This dude's about to pull this room. So I'm not against Xbox, but I'm not naive to make a statement to say Xbox got more crossplay games than Sony. Bullshit. Not yet. It will possibly in the future, and Sony needs to recognize that and get on board, or else they're going to lose competition. All right? It's all going to be about accessibility at the end of the day. The new genre is accessibility. It's not about platform choice. It's about what medias are offering accessibility, right? So they can play with their friends. So if my friend has a Nintendo and I'm playing on an Xbox, we can play together, right? That's the future. It is, and that's why I said I look for Nintendo or for Xbox to make the announcement sometime this year about bringing Final Fantasy XIV on board. But the simple fact of it is there was always things with Sony being butt heads and saying, no, we want exclusives. And, of course, Microsoft's done that, too. Everybody has. But Sony being a little bit more, no. Microsoft at least saying possibly, but these are our stipulations. So at least Xbox, in my opinion, has been a little bit more open about it, but have tried to, limit it to which degree it will go. So they need to get over the console war bullshit and sell that based on hardware and specifications due to players' preference, in my opinion. Like I've said it, I like the PlayStation controller better than the Xbox, but I like the Xbox interface a hell of a lot better. So when it comes to hardware, I feel they're both kind of in a similar group. I feel Xbox X definitely took a little bit more oomph in the direction of hardware. And I think for the new Xbox and the PS5, they're going to be similar. So at the end of the day, is it going to be about hardware for me? No, it's going to be about preference. It's going to be about different interfaces, control functions, all the little things that give me like that feeling of why I prefer a console over one console over the other. It's not going to be like Xbox to me is better or PlayStation is better. There's pros and cons to both platforms. Same thing with Nintendo. So, like PC, like a lot of people are PC snobs. The only reason I was ever a PC snob is because, like, I could customize my rig to better higher end specification. But now that that's over with, those days are long gone, man. Those days are gone. Like, consoles are being able to be very competitive with hardware, So I don't think hardware is the issue these days. I feel it's just a preference problem, I got 17 cross-platform games so far. Which games? You can't sit there and say it unless you tell me. You got to tell me, Dave. You can't say there's a difference between multi and cross. I don't want multi. I want cross. What games do you play that you play with PC players? That's cross-platform. That's not multi-platform. That's cross-platform. What games do you have? You piqued my interest. Name them. What games do you play that have cross-platform? I know Fortnite is a cross-platform game on Xbox. Other than that, I don't know one other game on Xbox. You know, I'm asking, is Destiny part of that? I don't know. I'm asking. Yeah, you might want to watch some of these polls. This healer might be a little wet behind the ears, dude. What games? Crackdown 3, upcoming. It's not there. Fable is not a cross-platform. Gears of War is not cross-platform. Halo is not cross-platform. Those are multi, not cross. Those ones. I don't know about Phosphor. I have to take a look at that. I know Halo. Me and my dude play Halo. Me and my dude are hardcore Halo. He got Halo for Xbox and PC. And it is not cross-platform. It is not a cross-platform game, even on its PvP. It's not. If you want to play campaign, you cannot play with a PC player. If you want to do co-op. So you're wrong. That's why I said cross-platform. Microsoft's looking to get into it. Microsoft is looking finally at saying, we need to cross-platform our shit. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. They've been behind in cross-platform. They're looking to rectify that, believe you and me, but they haven't. That's why they're getting such slack, and they're like, you know, that was the old at Microsoft. We got new blood in. We're making changes, and I'm glad that they do, man. And I hope it stays that way. Like me and my dude's been playing fucking Halo fucking forever. I suck at Halo too. He got a little pissed about that too, because he heard that it was supposed to have a lot of the things, and it didn't. It didn't. It was like, he's like, if it wasn't for the actual franchise, I'd say fuck Halo. And he's a hardcore Microsoft player. He won't buy Sony. He won't. He has a PC and he has the Xbox X. And he is not, like, he's definitely not into Sony products. I don't know about Crackdown. Killer Instinct, Halo's Wars 2. Gears of War 4 is crossplay. It's crossplay with PC. I had Gears of War. I never got to play. Halo, I know Halo 4 wasn't crossplay. I'm hoping to see it. Like I've said, this is what I'm hoping to see. We'll see at E3 if Microsoft's learned their lesson. Because the last time it's been announced that Microsoft wanted their own servers for Final Fantasy XIV. Sony didn't give a fuck. Sony's like, we made our money. We've got our customers for this. We don't give a fuck what Square Enix does. We don't give a shit. Like you said, they had Final Fantasy XI on Xbox One. Or Xbox. Just Xbox. No, yeah. They had it on Xbox. 360. 360 is what it was. They had 11 on 360. So why change that now? Why change that? Why would you say we want our own servers in a cross-platform game? Why? Don't do that. You know, now it's different. Like, so, like I left a comment in Richard Review Tech. I'm like, here's the deal breaker for me for the new Xbox system: accessible crossplay. If I hear Microsoft say one thing about their own fucking servers in the next gen on anything, that's a deal breaker for me. It's a deal breaker. It's like, don't fucking do it, Microsoft. I want accessibility. I want to be able to play with my boy on a PC. If my boy's playing on his PC and I'm playing on my Xbox, I want to be able to play with him. Done. Do not ask for your own server shit for that platform. Those days are long gone. As a consumer, that's what I want. That's what I want. If I hear one fucking thing about Xbox only servers, Xbox can kiss my ass. And I like the HUD. I like it. I like the HUD of Xbox. I'm not opposed to playing on an Xbox. I have an Xbox. I have a PlayStation. I have them both. So I'm not partial to one or the other. Oh, the only reason I play a PlayStation is I like the controller, and I have cross-platform with my game, with my DC, and in this game. That's it. It's like that. DC is why I bought a PlayStation. That's why I bought it, because I had a Microsoft, I had the Xbox, and I had the PS3, and I usually buy Xbox first, right? And then I get my PlayStation. On my upgrades. But I ended up literally picking PlayStation this time around first because there was crossplay to the PC of DC. And I was like, and my kids were like, oh, we're getting that new Xbox. And I'm like, no, we're not. And they're like, what, Dad? You always get an Xbox. And I'm like, no, not this time. Not this time. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because my game that I played on PC is now cross-platform on the on this console, and now they're coming out with other games that are going to be cross-platform with PC. As much as I like Microsoft, I'm not supporting a game that's a company that's is not cross-platforming with the other games. It's not going to happen. So my kids were a little disappointed. They were Microsoft fans at the time. Now my daughter grew into a PlayStation, my one daughter. My other daughter still has her Xbox. So she still prefers her Xbox, which is fine. I don't care. But, that's their preference. We don't discriminate against any company or whatever. If my kid likes a fucking Xbox over a PlayStation, I'm not going to be like, I'm not buying that because it's an Xbox. I'm not going to do that. It's not me. But honestly, that's the only reason. It was the only reason I bought the PlayStation this time around first. And I literally was a little disappointed in hearing that DC had to have its own server. Like DC finally, Daybreak Games separates from Sony, or they bought out the games. They say, oh, guess what? We're going to offer this on Xbox. But guess what? Microsoft's like, well, yeah, we are allowing it to come to the game, but it's going to have its own server. We're not going to let you guys play with Sony players. And I was like, what the fuck, goddammit? I mean, seriously, you're going to allow it on your platform, but there's yet another restriction. Now, Sony, it had nothing to do with Sony. That was all fucking Microsoft. It was like, come on, guys, get the fuck over it. I'm tired of it. Now, the catch for some of the Microsoft games is that it has to be played through. Yeah, I'm aware of that, but that's whatever. Like I said, PS4 has the games you play cross-play, but Xbox has more point, and I proved it. Thank you. Come again. Yeah, no, but what I'm saying, why is Microsoft refusing to merge? If that's true, you didn't prove anything. If anything, you proved the opposite. If Microsoft was going to have more crossplay, why didn't it implement DC into the same server node? Because they restricted it. They restricted it. If this deal goes through with Square Enix, it'll be the first time besides Fortnite, but the first MMO besides 11. No, I take that back. 11 did have it. So it'll be the second time that a game company was successfully... Yeah, go down here. I need this. Yo, Hercules, come down here for a second. I need this part, dude. I got this quest. But DC, why isn't it on the same server? Why does Xbox have a separate server for it? Why? Why? That had nothing to do with Sony. That had nothing to do with Sony. Why? That makes no fucking sense. And that's what I said. At the end of the day, if Microsoft wants me to be if I have to choose between the platforms, if I have to choose, it's going to be the console that gives me the most crossplay. It's going to be. I'm tired of the stupid console bullshit. I am tired of it. I will not fucking deal with this as a consumer. You're not going to be anti-consumer. You're going to bend the fuck over and fucking do as I fucking want, or I'm going with the other company. I want a fucking game that I can play with my friends on their platforms. That's what I want. And the company that does it gets my money. It's not hard. It's not hard. I am not an Xbox fanboy. I'm not a PlayStation fanboy. I am going to literally pick the company. I will pay for the company that's going to give me accessibility. If a company doesn't have accessibility, fuck it. That's what it's about. For me, Microsoft better do it. Like I put on Rich, I'm like, you know, here's the thing. I'm going to wait and see. If Microsoft fucks up this deal with Square Enix this year, I'm just going to be like, you know what? I know where Microsoft's intentions are. I know where they're at. I'll stay with Sony. And of course, everybody will be like, no, Microsoft. Hey, I'll buy Microsoft. I will. Somebody's not getting the void lamps. Oh my god, we're gonna get ads out the fucking zoo. Get the lambs. I have no problem. Yep, here comes the ads. Dude, we're gonna die on stupid shit. Yep, I'm gonna die. Oh my god. Got it. Blech. That was ugly. So, where is it at? I'm waiting for that comment. I'm waiting for it. I don't have a problem with Microsoft. I own an Xbox. I own 1, 2, 3, 4 Xboxes in this house. 4. I have 4 Xboxes in this house and only 2 PlayStations. I have spent more money with Microsoft than I would care to admit. Now, here's my deal. New consoles are coming out. What are you offering me? What's the deal? Because I'm a PC player. I have Microsoft Windows on like 3 systems. So, yeah, it was my daughter. I just spent $100 and something on her new key code. So here's my point. Yeah, that one was a little bit rough, right? Who's offering it? It's about accessibility moving forward. At the end of the day, it's going to be about that accessibility. Whoever doesn't have it, right? It's just null and void. Yeah, switch back to your 50. All about it, man. Oh, dude, you haven't unlocked your normal things yet? Okay, that's cool. At least we can do the trial. Smite is not crossplay. Paladins could be. Rocket League is. Fortnite is. Killer Instinct, I don't know. Minecraft isn't. My daughter's a Minecraft player. It's not. Minecraft is not crossplay. Shut up. My daughter has multi-Minecraft. She's got Minecraft Xbox. She has like 5, 6 different copies of Minecraft. Stop it. Pop. Hand on forehead. Stop. My daughter would be arguing with you right now. No. You found. You're wrong. See, you're looking. You're desperately searching. You're on that Xbox campaign. Here's my only question that nulls and voids everything you said. Why is DCUO on a separate server? If Microsoft is pro cross-platform, why is DCUO on its own server? Why? 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 It's going to be the make it break for me. It's going to be. I'm not going to lie. Microsoft better not fuck it up. Those days are gone, man. It's cool with the Nintendo. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking very forward to what Microsoft's going to be doing. But are they getting my money before Sony? Fucking that depends. That depends, man. You want my money, Microsoft? Well, this is what I want. Rich Review Tech has said it multiple times. Sony, get the fuck over it. Just do the cross-platform and shut the fuck up. Stop fucking it up. Just get on board. Sony, get on board. Everybody get on board. He said it between multiple companies. Stop being anti-consumer because it's not going to do you any good moving forward. It's all about accessibility, and the consoles that have it are going to get it. So I'm not against Microsoft. If Microsoft says tomorrow, hey, guess what? Final Fantasy XIV is going to be on Xbox, and it's going to be cross-platform. We're not making it a separate server. I'd be like, hell, today, if they said today DC was going to be integrated into their server list, guess what I would do? I would probably pre-order shit because I know they mean business now. I know they're going to mean business. But until I see it, it's just fucking bullshit. I don't care about the hardware specs. I want accessibility. It came at a different time before MS went crossplay. I have Stormblood raids, not the others. I didn't do, I don't think, yeah. Smite is crossplay, I said I didn't know. Between Switch, Xbox, and PC. Yeah. But, like I said, get on the crossplay. They better fucking mount up. Because, I'll tell you what. Let's hypothetically say that E3 comes by. Right? And there are going to be a lot of announcements on E3. I'm going to be paying very close attention to E3. And it's going to, a lot of deciding factors are going to be, for me, what makes or breaks it. You know, I have all these platforms. I have the platforms. But what's going to choose me, what's going to make me literally pick that platform first? It's accessibility. So if Sony says, okay, guess what, guys? We're going to continue to cross-play with our PC players, and we're also going to go ahead and say, fuck it, and whatever Microsoft wants to put out, if we can get access to the game, we'll have for cross-play on that platform as well. It's like, okay, cool, Sony wins. But let's say it turns around and Sony says, you know what, we're not doing this because it's Microsoft, right? Which they have before, everybody has, right? And all of a sudden they say, hey, guess what? Microsoft says, you know what, we made a deal. We don't care who's on what platforms. We don't give a shit. We're going to go ahead and offer every goddamn game that can be put on any platform, cross-platform. And matter of fact, we're now putting DC on the same server. We're going to start doing, and then all of a sudden I'd be like, fuck it, Microsoft wins. Give me my new Xbox. That's what it's going to come down to for me. That's what it is. That's who wins. It's not about Microsoft versus Sony. It's literally about what console can I get more bang for my buck. You know, what accessibility do I have? And Microsoft in the past has been so tight ass about it. They've been so goddamn tight ass. For years now, Square Enix has tried to make a deal with Microsoft for the last 4 fucking goddamn years. For the last 4 goddamn years. You can find articles, them having this conversation. DC goes in, what, 2 years ago? 2.5, 3 years ago. DC gets introduced to the Xbox family. No fucking cross server. None. My dude has Halo, the new Halo, 5? When I went Halo 5, expecting cross-play between that, and it wasn't. And it was like, you know what, Microsoft, you have to get over this shit. Just stop. Get the fuck together and give me fucking cross-play. Don't fucking question it. Do it. And people can't, but I remember back in the day, people like said it was coding issues. Oh, we can't do it because there's problem with coding. Oh, dude, you have the regular raid, don't you? Oh, that sucks. Well, I want to thank you for grouping with me. You definitely helped me out a lot, dude. Dude, I appreciate it. Let me take a bow to you. Thank you, Hercules. I appreciate that. And don't get me twisted, Dave. I'm not arguing with you to try to argue with you. I mean, honestly, I hope it comes out that way. I hope Microsoft says, hey, you know what? We're going to do it. Because if they do it, they're going to get my money. If they do it, they're going to get me. I don't blame you, but how much money does that game bring in? Which one? Dude, I don't focus on one game. I'm saying Microsoft has been fucking crossplay for fucking years. Dude, it was supposed to be, one of the hype features was supposed to have, like, the, where you could do the co-ops. So the biggest thing about Halo 5 was like playing. You had it on PC, you had it on Xbox One. And one of the biggest things that we were looking for was being able to co-op. I just should you Xbox has a lot of games that have crossplay, just not one. But some of the games you listed don't have crossplay. That's my point. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying like certain games that you listed aren't. Minecraft is definitely not. My daughter would flog you. And I'm not a big Minecraft player. I don't like Minecraft. That's not my thing. My daughter has like 5 to 6 copies of this game. She has a PC, she has an Xbox, and she even bought it for my PlayStation, though she never plays it on my PlayStation. So my daughter has a shitload of this, and she would flog you just for saying Minecraft is crossplay on Xbox. She would flog the fuck out of you. Because she's hardcore. I don't know how you could be hardcore Minecraft, but she's hardcore Minecraft. She even has her own private server. You're not arguing at just rambling. Well, I'm pointing out obvious things, Dave. Like you just said Minecraft was crossplay on Xbox. Yeah, but Halo 5 also has co-op play. So one of the big things was, when it came out, we know it's not cross-play, Dave. I just mentioned that. I just said that. At the time that cross-plays were becoming like one of the key points and features for games, was during the Halo 5. And Halo 5, one of the things we were all looking at as PC Xbox players, because remember, we have Xboxes and we have PCs, was co-op crossplay. That's what we wanted. We didn't give a fuck about the PvP experience, really, but we wanted that ability, right? To be able to log into, because at that time you could also log into your Microsoft Live via PC. So you could log into your Microsoft account via PC with Windows 10. Right? And we were like, this is going to be cool because now you can access your Xbox Live. You can, get your game. We should see a co-op option through the server, through the IP. Didn't fucking happen. It didn't. And we were like, why? This is your game. You're selling it on both platforms. You have the same goddamn release date. Why? No, I'm talking about like the crossplay. We were looking for the 5 to have a crossplay when it came out. We still bought it. Don't get us wrong. It was supposed to have split screen. Dave, I know. That was the uproar. No, between me and my group. Not whatever the uproar was with the community. We didn't give a fuck about that. We wanted crossplay. Crossplay was the look at for the future. Dude, I don't give a shit about the split screen. I don't give a fuck. That's not my topic. My topic was, what could we see a crossplay on Halo 5? Could we've seen it? We were hoping it was going to be introduced. We were hoping because PS4 is the best. The only reason, listen, I have all platforms. I have 4 Xboxes. 4. I have 4 in this house. I have 2 PS4s. To say that I have more Xboxes is what I got. I have more Xboxes in this house than PlayStations. Okay? What I'm trying to say, though, PS4. Why did I go with a PS4 first over my Xbox One? Why? Crossplay. That's it. It got my money first because it offered crossplay first. It said, hey, guess what? We're offering this and this game for crossplay. Sold. Done. You get my money. You get it. I don't give a fuck about the specs. So you're personally beef with Halo 5. No, what I'm trying to say, during the time that we would anticipate it, we wanted it to be there, Microsoft missed the boat. They missed the goddamn boat. It was one of the things that I was like, I'll buy my Xbox over my PlayStation if it just has a crossplay within the game, the game that I love. Can I get that? No, you can't. It's like, fuck me. That was the selling points. This is what we're saying. I never wanted Halo on PC, but now it's coming, and I'm mad about it. Halo's been on PC. That's what I'm trying to tell you, dude. My dude has Halo 5 on PC and on Xbox. So I didn't buy Halo on PC, but I was kind of about it as well. I'm like, you want to experience Halo on PC? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, okay. So, I wanted to get it. I eventually, got to do it when I got my Xbox, but I didn't buy it right away because they didn't introduce those features. As a gamer, no matter how much I like a franchise, I want accessibility. That's what I want. I want accessibility. True, PlayStation did have crossplay first, right? I have 4 Xboxes. I have more Xboxes than PlayStations in the house. My wife is a diehard Xbox fan. Diehard. But what's going to get me to buy the new Xbox versus the PS5? Accessibility. Microsoft missed it the first time around. So I'm going to say this on E3. If I don't fucking hear crossplay from Microsoft, they're not getting a dime from me for at least a year and a half. Halo 5 Forge, right? Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's like, come on, give it to me, guys. Can you give it to me? Come on, Microsoft. Let's do it. Take my money. Do you want my money? I want to give you my money. I want to give it to you. I really do. But you're really fucking letting me down right now, and I'm not gonna do it. So what I'm trying to say, moving forward for the industry, it's not about. Sylvia, morning, what's up? Not the full game. It's not crossplay. It's kind of shit. Halo 1 and Halo 2 were on PC, but no one cares about it. I loved Halo 2. Halo 2 was my favorite game of all time. Like, I still love the storyline of Halo 2. I still like the gameplay. I loved Halo 2. Loved it. I was, there was a couple of the games, like Halo 4, I was like, But now Halo, MCC, and Infinite will be crossplay. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Just give me accessibility, man. Give it to me. But here's the deal now. Now, this is what I'm looking at. I'm paying attention to both campaigns. If Microsoft says tomorrow, we're cross-platforming every game that we possibly can, and we're not restricting anything. If it's going to be on anybody's end, it'll be on their end, not on ours. Because they made a deal with Nintendo, so it looks good. It looks promising. I'm like, holy hell yeah. I'm pumped. I'm a pumped player. When I see the deal that they made with Nintendo, right, I'm pumped about these things. I'm pumped. Because they're coming to arrangements. They're coming to agreements, right? They're like, you know what? We get it. They have a mobile. They have a better mobile. We should, try to do business together. Not work opposed, not be competitors, be, partners in our venture moving forward. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like that. Yes, please. Thank you. I want that. So for me, that's a good deal. But here's the deal breaker. It's like, you know what, guys? The game's going to be accessible on all platforms, but we still can't do it with Sony. No. So we're not going to give you crossplay on PC because Sony's already made that deal. Sony already has the PC cross-platform with this game, and we're not going to be able to do that because we're going to want our own servers. Now I'm going to be like, you know what, Microsoft, fuck you, man. Fuck you. Fuck you guys. Fuck you. Here, Sony, take my money. And I'm going to be pissed about it. I'm going to be pissed handing my money over because they can't fucking get over their fucking bullshit. You know? That's what pisses me off. It's like, get the fuck over the console wars and just give me my fucking game on every platform cross. Get over it. If I buy an Xbox, it's because I prefer the platform. It has nothing to do with your fucking games. If you make me choose because of it, I'm still going to say fuck you. And I'll play on my PC, and both fucking companies can kiss my ass. And then Microsoft really pisses me off, I'll download Linux and fucking get the fucking mods. This is all I'm saying, man. I'll support companies. I believe in it. But God, son of a bitch, do not make me don't force me to choose your platform because of an exclusive bullshit. That's why people hate Epic right now. Now, I don't like what Epic's doing. I don't like the tactic they're having to resort to. I'm against the tactic, but I will not buy a game from Steam. I won't purchase a game from Steam. I only buy direct. So if I can buy direct, that's what I do. I buy direct. That's how I purchase my products. I don't buy from Steam. I won't purchase a game from Steam. I feel any player who supports Steam is the fucking scum, little fucking mass junkies that are garbage. Cutting out 30%. I have a meeting at kids' school this morning. Just wanted to drop in and say hi. Oh, hello. Hope you're doing well, Sylvia. I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope all is well. I started on Xbox. Got the red ring of death. Yeah, Xbox One. And never looked back. Yeah. What if Sony had the exclusive to crossplay on a certain game? That's the next big business move. Well, to a degree, I agree with that. One second. All right, sorry about that, my daughter. She's like, I need the extra car seat. I'm like, okay, yeah. The next big business move. Let's talk about that. Exclusive crossplays. I'll be honest with you. Microsoft is the only thing I'm worried about. Sony locking in is another thing I'm worried about. At the end of the day, like I said, the E3 announcement is what I'm looking at. I'm looking very hard at the E3 conference. Sony's pulled out, so it makes me a little worried that Sony's removing their presence from E3. That to me scares the fuck out of me. That to me is like, even if you have nothing to present yet, you should be there because you got the PS5 coming out next year. Your presence should be at the E3. You might think to yourself, hey, you know what? We can afford not to spend the money to, for the E3 conference. That's not a good move. It's not a good move. Microsoft's going to be there. Microsoft's like, hey, guess what? We're going to be there. Oh, yeah. So now I'm paying attention to what Microsoft has to say. Now Sony's presence, yeah, Sony could push out all this shit, but you're not there. I can't watch any of the previous footage of this conference as a consumer and say with all confidence that I believe in what you're trying to pitch me. Because make no doubt about it, even though it's the media, it's a media press, the consumers watch E3. Especially all the junkies, like the tech junkies and stuff. Everybody wants to know what's going on at E3. Every goddamn person who's significant in this content creating or tech industry or whatever wants to know what's coming in at E3. The game companies that make the biggest announcements and the biggest roars get the biggest, attention. PlayStation pulling out, Sony pulling out, wasn't necessarily a good idea. You don't do that. Yeah. It makes people worry. Makes me worry. I'm a little worried as a consumer. So now I'm going to have to listen to Xbox, Microsoft. Okay, cool. You have my attention. You have the center stage. What are you doing? Okay, we're in a business. It's like a business meeting, except I'm your buyer. I'm your consumer. What are you doing for me, Microsoft, this year? Why am I going to put my money? I know Sony's not here. Don't worry about it. I just want to know, what are you doing for me now, Sony or Microsoft? Where are we at? Tell me. You can spit out all the hardware. I don't give a fuck. I'm sure it's going to be great. Tell me your price point. Sure, cool. Where are we at? What's the plan for 2020? What's the plan? Give it to me. I like it. I like the moves they're making. Stadia, we got Google Stadia around the corner. Right? ISO, what's up? The infamous timed exclusive. Yeah. No, I know what you mean, man. To be fair, Nintendo does not attend E3. They just do a stamps. Yeah, I know Sony might be going that route. And if they do, it makes me worry. That just makes me worry. Like, E3 is like the big thing for me, as a consumer. Like, when I watch videos, I watch the E3 conferences. I watch, those conferences, man. I want to know what are they putting out? What are they putting forward? And what are they, not telling us? Can we read between the lines? Sony pulling out this year was a little bit of a concern for me, to be honest with you. That's just a little bit of a concern. Microsoft taking center stage. And I think Microsoft is going to make the biggest bang out of their buck this year. Hardware-wise, they've got an advantage in certain elements. Price point, though, they haven't announced their price points. Sony's putting price points out there, questionable price points. I'm like, but they're already admitting they're taking a loss. I think Rich said something like somebody said that some companies anticipating this price point, and I agree with Rich. Like that, no. I agree that it's going to be around the 500 mark. I agree with that, right? I do. For the amount of hardware we're getting, right. I agree with that. But what I'm kind of interested in now is Sony, are you making the price points? I know we're getting different consoles, we're getting different accessibility, but now what are we talking about software? What are we talking about new interface? What are we talking about new controller design? What are we talking about price point as far as, controllers have been generating so much in pricing. We used to see the $40 controllers. Now controllers are costing $60. They're pretty expensive. So what are we doing here? How much are games anticipated to go up this year? What about live services? Google Stadia is moving forward, so now we're having stream, right? So you're trying to beat them to the punch. I feel Microsoft's trying to beat Stadia to the punch. Google does really good. Google has the money, but so does Microsoft, right? These two companies going against the stream service moving forward. Right? Microsoft wants to beat everybody to the punchline as much as possible. So their competitor no longer is Sony. The threat isn't Sony. It's Google. It's Google moving forward. So Microsoft has to make big moves now to say, fuck it, we will play with Sony. We'll get on ball. We just don't want Google to win because they got the resources to make this happen. They will make it happen. We've got to beat them first. And for Microsoft to do that, they better get on it. It's all about accessibility. That's who wins in the end for this industry. That's who's going to win. Google has Stadia. Now, Stadia isn't going to be perfect when it launches. It's not. It's probably still another, to be honest, 4 or 5 years from being perfected. The fact that they put Havok on it made me questionable. I'm like, okay, so your engine of choice to launch this platform is Havok? Okay, Google. I'll wait on that one. We'll see how that flies. You know, let's remind everybody what engine is ESO being ran on currently. I'm just saying. So, and now you're offering a stream service, and there's Havok. Okay, all right, let's go. So, anywho, my point of it is this: Microsoft has a lot of software backing it up. Google has a lot of subsidiary companies that bodes well. YouTube, Google. The Google industry is huge. Technically, I'm an employee. I'm a contractor for Google. I'm a YouTube partner. Google pays me. So here's the deal. If I get paid. So here's the deal. Google, though, has the resources. They do. They just do. So it's all about the punchline. Who's going to, if Google fails at Stadia, let's say Microsoft beats them to the punch. Does Google lose moving forward? No. Google still wins. They know this. They know they're basically pushing the industry to go further to keep up with what? Their engines, their search engines, their browsers. Google's got so much. Their media, the YouTube, all of this. No matter how Stadia does, if Microsoft even beats them in the stream platform in the future, Google still wins. They still come out on top. So, yeah, could they bite a bullet? But in the end, it's a win-win situation for Google. It's still a win. Bro, everyone is sleeping on MS. They are releasing the Play Anywhere app, and if you buy said game on Xbox, yeah, I'm aware of this, you also get the PC copy. Yep. Yeah, I already know this. This is why I'm keeping my eye out on Microsoft. If they can also do it, if you buy it on PC, you get it on Xbox. Why they just can't come together and make something great? Right. I agree. Right. No, I agree with you, Dave and ESO. Why did everybody just needs to come together and just make it about a preference thing? But no, you're right, David. I'm aware of that, and that's one of the like I said, they made the deal with Nintendo. So they made this deal with Nintendo, and now it looks good. Like I said, it piqued my interest because I'm like, holy shit, this is huge, right? And now the way the new system's going to work is your accessibility. So when you buy any game through Microsoft, right, through their store, you have the accessible. You'll have it accessible on the Xbox, on PC if it's available, and if it's going to be on Nintendo and it's through the live store, you'll have it on the Switch. That's yeah. Why do you think I'm pumped? I'm pumped about Microsoft moving forward. But that's what Stadia is doing too. Make no doubt about it. Stadia is doing the same thing. That's why Microsoft's trying to beat them to the punch. So who wins? Who wins? The company that can seal the deal to make it accessible on every platform. So Stadia loses if they can't come up with something to say, hey, we wanted our Stadia on Xbox. Well, Microsoft is doing the same thing, so guess what that means already? No. Microsoft's not going to allow Stadia to come out on their platform. And neither is PlayStation. Why? Because they have a similar service already. So what does Google do? Google comes out with its own Steam box. It comes out with its own streaming service console. It's not a full console. It's something that's like a console. I guess you could call it a console. It has a controller that you're going to be able to access. So all of a sudden, you can access Stadia on your PC. You can access Stadia on your phone. You can now access Stadia through this device. But Xbox has already said, you know what? We agree. Stream service should be available on mobile devices. But why don't we go a step further and make a deal with Nintendo? Because a lot of people recognize the Switch as the mobile gaming preference. It's preferred by gamers versus a mobile. More mobile gamers would rather play on a Switch than a phone. And Nintendo's like, yeah. Wait, yeah. So all of a sudden, now the whole deal is like, we've just got to make room for Sony. We just got to get cross-platformed. Once we get all of this, the consoles now have united to do what? Throw Stadia off to the curb. And they think, oh, we win. Google's like, nah, no you don't, but thank you. Come again. You beat us out of our stream service. But guess what? Now our browsers are being more utilized. Because you still have our browsers on all of your devices. It's like, shit. You see what I'm saying? It's stream services. You know, Google does pretty well on stream services. Are you watching me on YouTube right now? Say hello to Google, because they're the ones that have this innovation going. So, in the end, Google's not going to lose. They have more to gain from this venture than losing. So, I hope Microsoft does well at E3. I hope they do. I want them to. I want Microsoft to be the top dog in the end because they're trying to beat to the punchline. But they're throwing the Microsoft is only hurting themselves, right? Nobody else is hurting Microsoft, but Microsoft. It's like, okay, listen, guys. Square Enix has been knocking at your door. Open it. Open the goddamn door. You have Daybreak Games with their products on your shit. Hell, you have Neverwinter game. Imagine this tomorrow. If you're a Neverwinter player. Imagine tomorrow an announcement stating Xbox servers and Neverwinter PC servers will be merging for crossplay. Imagine that announcement happening. People would go nuts. They would lose it. People would be like, yes! It'd be all over MMO news. Everybody would be covering it. MMO Bytes, Adrian, every goddamn MMO content creator news would be covering that announcement. Everybody. And why? Because it's huge to the gamer. It's huge to the population of those games. It sustains longer. And for the company, they would be like, yeah, we'll do that shit. Cryptic be like, and Atari be like, yeah, we're in. Just let us get situated. The question is, what version of the game Stadia is going to run, the PC version or console version? No, I see MS or Google trying to buy Sony, Capcom, and Sega. Capcom and Sega, but Sony, that's a big leap, dude. I use Bing MS for life. Yeah, I'm partial to Google. Maybe I'm biased to Google. You know, I like Google. Thank you, Google. I like you guys. I know you guys, use bots and check out my preferences and shit. I don't like that, but I like their search engine and their YouTubes and shit. If I was MS, I'd put the Xbox app on Stadia. It's not going to get on Stadia. They're competitors now. That's the competitor. It's not Sony. Sony is no longer the competitor. It's Sony's not Microsoft's competitor anymore. Sony is no longer Microsoft's competitor. It's Google. It's Google. All day, every day. All day, every day is now Google. Like, I loved it because I got literally asked by a Microsoft rep to become a content creator on for their Microsoft platform. What is that? On their Xbox. Fucking I forget what it's called. That's how much I care. And I was like, no. And they're like, what? I was like, did I stutter? No. And I was like, no. Good luck on those server merging. The consoles are like 4 months behind PC for Cryptic Studio games. I know. I'm not saying they will. It's just an analogy. It's like, could you imagine if they did announce it? If they did announce it, it would be huge. If they announced that, do you know what type of shit it would... I mean, people would go nuts. People are like, oh my God! Like, people would go nuts over it. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Like, Microsoft has... The funny thing is, Microsoft has the ammunition. They have it. You know? They have... I don't think Microsoft sometimes understands all of the accessible ammunition it has. I just think at times they don't realize they could really sink ships. They could, but they don't. They fail to do so. Because they don't realize what type of ammunition goes in the weapon that they're choosing to utilize. It's like, guys, that's not the ammunition we want to use for this weapon. Oh, don't worry about it. We're going to fire it anyways. I'm sure you guys are. Yeah, it's going to be great. Oh, don't worry about it. It's like, come on, guys. Please, please, please. Just sink. Just don't fuck these guys. Let's just sink them. No, 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 no. We want to play with our food first. It's like, come on, man. So, honestly, you know, I remember when the Xbox was announced. Like, I still remember that. I still remember when it was Sega and Sony. Remember those days? And Nintendo? It was Nintendo, Sega, and Sony. When PlayStation came out, I was like... I was thrown off by that. I'm like... A TV company and a audio company is coming out with a console? My dude's like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, no, dude, that's whack. It can't be good. Oh, no, dude, it's going to be awesome. And surprisingly enough, the first PlayStation was born. Then poor Sega Dreamcast. Oh, poor Dreamcast. I still remember playing Soul Calibur on the Sega. I had the little 64. I remember Nintendo 64 when I had the little excessive thing to make the graphics look better. That thing was shit. Sega CD. Guys remember all this shit? Come on, man. You know what? I already have so much of this stuff. I don't think I need any of it. I still got all my Sega consoles from Master System up. Dude, I don't. But dude, that's awesome. I am down. STO won't be dead on Xbox. Heck, I'll take Cryptic Studios merging just the console servers. Dude, it'd be badass. I'm telling you. I played the hell out of Eternal Champions on Genesis, dude, right? Dude, remember, what was that game? I still remember Road Rage. You guys remember Road Rage? I used to play the hell out of Road Rage. And then, there was another my sister played that one game. It was a fighter game, and I'm trying to think, and it was on Nintendo. Oh, it was the only goddamn good one I ever played. Fuck. Shit. It's off the top. It was on the 64. Oh, shit. Oh. I forget what it was. It's off the top of my head too. God dang it! It was like almost like a Mortal Kombat, but it wasn't Mortal Kombat. And it was a damn good game. It was a damn good game. And I was like, holy shit, man! You know, I mean, I remember so many good games come and go. You know, from Atari. I remember, like, I started on Pong, man. When I was a kid, I had a Pong system, right? Then we went from Pong to Atari, and I was in the system. Like, I used to break, like, every time we got a new system, people would sell their systems. No, not me. I break that motherfucker so I could rip it apart. I'm like, what makes this thing tick? Bam! Smash it. My dad was kind of pissed a couple times. But anywho, and then I went from there to the Atari, both Ataris. There was like 3 different Ataris, but Road Rash. No, it wasn't Road Rash. I played Road Rage on Sega. But no, there was this fighting game. God dang it. Makes me want to call my sister, actually. But, you know, it wasn't Smash Bros. No, it was a fighting game. Like, talking hardcore fighting game. It was like Mortal Kombat, but it wasn't a Mortal Kombat game. It was like, seriously, like, no cartoonish bullshit. Like, serious, like, up and down, like, fucking, like, grab you, smash the fuck out of you type fighting game. I was pretty impressed, because typically Nintendo has cartoony type, you know, games. And I'm like, But then all of a sudden, my sister's gets this game. She buys it. I didn't even. Killer Instinct! Yes! That's it! K.I. Killer Instinct. Yes! So she buys Killer Instinct one day. My sister comes home. Is the one you're talking about? Yes, it was K.I. Killer Instinct. And so I never played a lot on our Nintendo. So I always preferred like my Segas and stuff. Because I got better gaming experience, right? So all of a sudden, she brings home a game and starts playing it. I'm like, hey, can you get off my Sega? She's like, I'm not on your Sega. If you want it, just grab it and take it in the other room. I'm like, what? Well, you're playing a game. She's like, I'm playing this on Nintendo. And I'm like, what game are you playing on Nintendo? She's like, oh, I just got it. It's Killer Instinct. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, move over. And she's like, no, you're not taking over the Nintendo. You don't play the Nintendo. And I'm like, give me, we're fighting for the controller. I'm like, give me the controller. She's like, I bought the game. I'm like, well, can I play it? And she's like, let me think. No. I was so pissed. Eventually, she allowed me. I'm like, it's a 2-player game. Let me grab the other controller. No. No. And because I used to pick on her about playing Yoshi. I'm like, well, that game looks. And when she like got Donkey Kong Jr., she was like, oh, look, I just got Donkey Kong Jr. I was like, shut up. I was like, stop it. I'm like, those games. I used to pick on my sister about it. And when she got this Killer Instinct, I was pretty like, what the hell? I played the shit out of some Mario Brothers though. My sisters got a little pissed. But yeah, Killer Instinct, man. KI. That was the first time I actually was impressed with Nintendo going like a little outside the comfort zone of their little target friendly audience. I was impressed. I was super impressed when that game came out for Nintendo. So, and then of course my wife, she's a big Nintendo. She's like, well, remember Resident Evil, bro? They have the new Killer Instinct Plus 1 and 2 on Xbox One. MS owns Rare now. Right, dude. Right. I'm telling you, man. Crazy. I know, I got to end the stream. I got to drop off something to my daughter. I was hoping to get the other run in. But, it is what it is. I mean, good conversations today. I mean, seriously, I feel like, we kind of, touch up on some things. That is, it's a pro, right? We got to be objective. We're consumers. At the end of the day, like I said, if there's a product you like, something that you enjoy it, man. Like I said, I mean, there's some games that I never thought I'd play this game. I never thought I would. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy. I'm a little bit more happier than what I anticipated. I mean, honestly, I didn't think I would be into this type of game. I didn't like 11. I didn't like 11 at all. But I was wrong. And then there's same things with platforms. With platform, sometimes like Nintendo, I always anticipated Nintendo to have like games, like family friendly games, kind of PG. Then all of a sudden you're wrong at times. You get these really cool games that it surprises you, right? It really throws you for a loop. So that's what I'm always telling people. Just keep an open mind and don't be quick to dismiss anything. I think Microsoft has advantages moving forward into 2020. I really think they do. But I'm a consumer that I'm looking for specifics other than hardware. Hardware is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to complain, but I have a PC. So the last thing on my list is like, if I want a 4K, play 4K on here, I'll stick a new GPU in and grab a 4K monitor. Okay. Do I have to change my motherboard? No. Do I need to change my RAM? No. My daughter's computer's already 4K enabled. And I just built her system. So it's like, okay, I don't give a shit about your hardware. What are you doing for me for software? I'm not a consumer impressed with your hardware. I want to know about your goddamn software accessibility. For me, I'm a type of gamer that's built like that. I'll always be able to keep up with what you're pushing out in hardware. I want to know what software accessibility I have. If I'm going to buy something, that's what I want. I'll take a little bit of a downgrade if I have more accessibility. I will. I'll take a little bit more of a downgrade if I have more accessibility. So, give it to me. You like this money? Do you like this money? Do you want this money? Yeah? You see it waving in front of your face? Do you want it? Oh, do you want to be greedy? I want something in return too. Yes, I do. Give me goddamn accessibility. No. It's what I want. You can come out with hardware all day. Give me fucking accessibility or you're not getting it. I'll stay with the old consoles at this point. If I don't hear something that really is the selling point. And it's cool. Like PlayStation 5 is going to be backwards compatible with all the other previous PlayStations. And the hardware looks so goddamn good. And la 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 la. It's like, okay, cool. What games can I play with my PC friends? These two games? Okay, two. Cool deal. I'll keep that in mind. Which games are they? Da-da-da. Or now you can play three. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm just marking that down. Right? Now, Microsoft. What's up, guys? Haven't seen you in a minute. Okay, I just got to talk with Sony. They've given me like 3 games I can, play with my PC friends. How many do you got? Writing it down. What games are they? No MMOs? Oh, not yet. Any ETA? Okay. I'll make my decision. Thank you. Come again. Bye-bye. It's like, those are what I'm looking for. Okay? Those are my notes. I like my Xbox. I like my interface on Xbox. I love it. I love the news feeds. I love all the accessibility. I, like the store. I like the parental coding for purchases. Love it. Love the interface with Microsoft. Can't say it enough. They have probably the best goddamn interface you'd ever see on a console. But it's all for nothing if I don't get what I want. Okay? It's all for nothing. All your flashy shit means shit if I don't get what I want. So there you have it. Make the deal. I love the family share plan on Xbox. Yeah, did they bring it back? Because I used to have it. I used to have 4 console pack, and then they got rid of it. That's what literally also I about threw a fit over. I used to have the $99 family pack. And I would buy multiple Xboxes at one time during tax season. Get your nice tax return. Kids are like, how many Xboxes are we getting, Dad? We're getting 2. Bam! Family pack. Boom! Extra controllers. Bam! The last 4 years, I didn't do that. Because they fucked something up and fucked more things up and fucked more things up. And I was like, Microsoft, what happened? Like my family's half. They're split. You set one console home. Your friend does the same whenever he games. No. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking family pack. Like, my Xbox Live came in packs. I didn't buy an Xbox Live single. I bought 4-pack family packs because we had 4 Xboxes in my house. That family pack, the old family pack they had, the 4 Xbox Live codes, is what I would get every goddamn year. Every year. And they got rid of it. And I was like, you guys aren't getting Xbox Live. They're like, what? I'm like, you'll still be able to access Netflix. You'll still be able to do this. Well, what the fuck am I going to do? I'm like, I can only get 2. My other daughter was pissed. I had to make a neutral fucking count because of that. Thank you, Microsoft. Fucks. Fucks. Yeah, you're really selling me here, Dave. You're starting to really sell me here. You're making me realize why I left Microsoft. Keep at it. I was pissed. My kids were more upset than I was. Oh God. Oh God. No, this is different. Oh no, I know it's different. I'm saying I like the way it had. I bought 4 codes yearly for one price. It was called Family Pack. They don't have that anymore. Not like that. Yeah, pissed me the fuck off. Made my kids upset. Fucking Microsoft. Oh, I'm getting pissed. I'm leaving on the stream. I'm getting gone. It's between 2 consoles. I know. That's fine. It's fine. They got rid of my 4-pack. I know. Whatever. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Once again, I'm Mr. Craven. This is Mystics MMOs. Thank you guys for watching once again and always. Have a nice day.